Hi drummers, hope you're well. A little drum fill of the week for you here. Shout out to channel member Tim, who is working on this in his session today. Goes like this. Here we go. Here we go. And here it comes. So the big idea here is it's a single stroke roll. It's something we talk about quite a lot on this channel, but I've just an idea so close to my heart in terms of, you know, drummers who are just getting sort of going with their drumming, perhaps in the first half of the grades or so, or in the first few years. For me, one of the big sort of creative outlets, one of the big ways of loosening up and being able to play fills and be creative is this simple concept. And we just come back to it again and again on this channel, don't we? But it's just so brilliant for me, just such a rich vein of great things to play. And that is a single stroke roll, one stick than the other, played for a consistent, you know, note value, in this case 16ths, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and I can't stress enough, everything I'm talking about here in this video is a single stroke roll, one stick and then the other. It never changes. Of course, it's possible to play an accent pattern, which we're going to talk about here, like, you know, with other stickings. But here I'm talking about a single stroke roll. And the accent pattern here is, so it's this beautiful concept of a single stroke roll, in this case 1 bar long, 16th notes. And then the accents, as in some notes played louder than others, give the thing musical shape, bring it to life. This is a really simple, relatively simple accent pattern. Of course, it's possible to play all sorts of accent patterns. It's an amazing, like I say, a rich vein of creativity for me on the drums. Single stroke roll with accents. Or anything like that. I always think about those moments in, you know, when you've got to create your own feel, or, you know, when you're playing your gig and they say, all right, introducing the band now on drums. It's whoever. Shout out to Tim, like I say, Tim, amazing channel member who's having his face-to-face session today. You know, think about those lovely moments when you're doing your gig and they point to the drums and they say, right, here, give us 8 bars or 16 bars. I just remember being younger and just being sort of terrified of that moment, not really knowing what to do. I remember, like, at one point sort of realizing, actually, if you get solid with this, if you can get a single stroke roll going and you can play a few different accent patterns, or even the accent pattern that we're presenting here, man, you can go on and play that around the kit. And it's one of those things that can lead you anywhere. Such simple beginnings, you know, these amazing things can develop. So the big idea here is, like I say, 1 bar long, 16th notes played, I can't say it enough times, as a single stroke roll, and then one stick than the other, and then the accents here go 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. This is a great one because the accent pattern is really consistent. It's basically a loud note followed by 2 quiet notes. And again, I know you could play that as right, left, left, or you could do other different stickings. But in this case, we're doing a single stroke roll, just in the sort of purest possible way. Right, left, 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 right, left. Now, because we're playing it single strokes, you know, hand to hand. And if you're lucky enough, you've got 2 limbs to play, you know, with your sticks. The accent pattern, the stick that plays the accent will shift from your right to your left to your right to your left. Now, what Tim's been doing is studiously doing things of this nature on his practice pad. That's great. And he was saying, or what, you know, we wanted to think about a little bit how we can take things like that we've been working on the practice pad or the pillow or book, whatever, to the kit. This is a perfect example. The first thing I'd do is play it on a snare drum. As slow as you like. Of course, the skill we're building in here over time as we do lots of things like this is, of course, the unaccented notes being as quiet as possible and still play cleanly, and the loud notes really standing out from that. And man, just take your time, especially at that slow speed. That's where we build in that beautiful dynamic contrast. Make it larger than life, I always think, when you go slow. And of course, something else I'm always waffling on about, the 2 ways to practice anything pretty much on the drums, I think, is number 1, steady tempo, and number 2, slow to fast to slow. So on your practice pad or on your snare drum, start real slow. and work it up bit by bit. You might do, in this case, like a bar of groove and then a bar of this on the snare, like this. And then bit by bit, getting a bit faster. At some point, as you get faster, obviously I'm sort of rattling through the process there, do it nice and gradually. At some point, as you get faster, you're going to hit that, what I was thinking was the improvement zone, that point where you can just about still do it, but it starts to become a little bit challenging, or maybe that the difference between the accented and the unaccented notes isn't really very nice to listen to anymore. You're sort of getting about the same sort of level, or the unaccented notes are getting a bit too loud. When you get to that point, or it just starts to feel like it's becoming a bit of a challenge, or like George Lawrence Stone says in The Great Stick Control, at the merest hint of tension, you're going to hold it there and then bring it back down again. So slow to fast, by which we mean that improvement zone. If you have to stop or it breaks down, that means you've gone too fast just for now. Hold it there, a few repeats, maybe 10 or 20 seconds or so at that what is currently your top speed. That might be, if you're experienced, it might be quite fast. If you're just getting started with this sort of idea, it might be very slow. That's fine. Hold it there and bring it back down again. Beautiful way to practice. So that's the first step, getting to the point where you can go. Great little pattern. Now the next step would be, I'd say, adding in something with your feet. Bring it to life a little bit. Sticks, that's all very well, but what really brings it to life and takes it away from the sort of practice pad thing, more towards something you'd hear on a drum kit, is a bit of foot action as well. Two things I reckon to do at the start in the first case. Number one is, and actually Tim rightly pointed out that for a lot of drummers this can feel more instinctive. One is reinforce your accents with your bass drum. So that's a great sound, I think, and we'll get into this a bit more in a sec, but especially when you start moving around the kit and when you go to the cymbals, I think a bass drum reinforcing the cymbal crash each time is a great look. That's one way to do it, bass drum following the accents. And the second way is bass drum playing something solid, let's say a quarter note all the way through. This just gives a great bit of forward momentum. Now, depending where you're at with your drumming, that might be fine, or that might be something that you have to break right down and to get the coordination going, which is not a mysterious product of talent, by the way. It's something we build up, we earn. Make no mistake about this. We earn this bit by bit, and make no mistake about this. I personally, when I first did things like this, and also when I do new things all the time, had to go back to that stage of just, in the first case, show your hands and your feet and your brain the combinations, say them out loud. In this case, accented snare and kick, quiet snare on its own, and so on. Just take it through, show your hands and your feet and your brain, each event in turn, build it up bit by bit. This is where patience is a deadly weapon. Haste is the enemy. Patience is a deadly, deadly weapon here. People are often, I find, quite confused about how this works. It's not talent. There's nothing wrong with you if you don't do this instantly. You wouldn't expect to do this instantly. You build it, man, little bit by little bit. As usual, on the channel members page, by the way, I'll put the notation for each version of this. So the accent pattern on its own, and then the accent pattern with the bass drum following the accents, and then the accent pattern with the bass drum 4 on the floor like this. You could also do hi-hat, by the way, 4 on the floor. It's a sound I really like, the chick, 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 chick. But brilliant little coordination builder and a great sound. So either hi-hat or bass drum or both, playing 1, 2, 3, 4. Take your time with that if that's new. You'll get it, man. You just got to build that up. So it's a lovely, lovely little accent pattern. The final stage might be, for now, to start moving the accents around the kit. So I would say keep the unaccented notes on the snare drum in the first case, and then move those accented notes around the kit. So snare and toms. can go to the crashes as well, the cymbals like we talked about earlier, particularly when you're hitting the kick with the cymbals. Or some combination, right? Any combination you like, but one step at a time. I'd say stage one, get it going on your practice pad, on your desk, or whatever, on your pillow, on your cushion. Step two, take it to the snare drum, work it up. Quiet notes, as quiet as you can. Accented notes, nice and strong. Start adding in a bass drum with the accents, and then on the beat. Then place those, start moving those accents around the kit, and then then the world is your oyster from there. And I can't repeat it enough. I just think such a rich vein of great ideas for drum fills. If you've got to create your own fills, if you're doing some improvising, if you've got to play a little solo, just want to be more creative with your fills, it's solid gold. Single stroke roll, solid note value, and an accent pattern. And something like this is great when you're starting real simple. Don't miss out the last one, by the way. I've noticed with patterns like this, often drummers, when they're first learning it, will miss out the one right at the end. The last accent is on the very last 16th of the bar, isn't it? 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Just before the snare drum hit, right? So it's a beautiful thing. Hopefully that puts you in the picture with that one. Brilliant idea. A shout out to Tim for suggesting something about that. Like I say, something that he'd got going on the practice pad, on his snare, and wanted to sort of start applying around the kit. Beautiful way to do it. Absolutely love it. What I'll do finally is play a slow to fast to slow. I'll do 1 bar of groove, 1 bar of fill. As I get a bit faster, I might switch to 3 bars of groove, 1 bar fill. And thanks for watching as always. I really appreciate it. Please like, share and subscribe if you've found these videos useful or helpful, feel positive about them, and you'd like to support this channel and you're in a position to, please consider doing so. You can do that via my Buy Me a Coffee support page, which is linked above or below, depending where you're watching this. It will say Buy Me a Coffee / become a channel member here. And shout out to all the amazing channel members who've suggested videos like this. Really appreciate it so much. Welcome to all the amazing channel members who've come in the last few days and weeks. I hugely appreciate your support. I'm going to have a day tomorrow and the day after, in fact, where I'm going to sit. I'm going to reply to you all. People who've requested practice plans, people who've asked questions and have sent me videos of their practice, all the rest of it. I'm going to have a lovely couple of days. I'm going to sit. I promise I'll get back to everybody who's signed up. So thanks a million for the support. And the next couple of days, I'll get back to you all. If becoming a channel member sounds like it'd be of interest, details, like I say, above or below, same link, Buy Me a Coffee / become a channel member here. You get a whole load of stuff in return for supporting the channel on an ongoing basis. You'll get a practice plan, a complimentary Zoom or face-to-face session, access to future sessions if you want them, ongoing drum support, your practice plan updated when you need. I'll be on hand to answer your questions, to give you feedback on your practice videos, and just be there to support you as you work on your drumming, basically. If anyone thinks they would find that useful, like I say, link above or below. Welcome to all the amazing new channel members. Thanks so much. You've just brought this channel to life with your support. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. So I'm going to play a little slow to fast to slow. I'll play 4 on the floor here on the bass drum. Around the kit. Thanks for watching as always. Really appreciate it. By the way, please, with the bass drum, when you play it on the quarter note, please, one rule here. You're not allowed to say, oh, I'm struggling with the bass drum. You're not struggling. You're just at the beginning, man. Like, go slow, show your hands and your feet and your brain. One note at a time, go really slow. You have to earn these things. I think where in my experience, people do seem sometimes, and I was as well a while back, they're quite confused about this. It's not talent, there's nothing wrong with you, but you've got to build it one step at a time. Say them out loud, show your brain, go as slow as you like, saying it out loud speed and work it up from there. And hold on to your drumsticks, not like me. Cheers.